Hey everybody, it's hard to believe, but it is school time. It is back to school time. And so I have a few thoughts about that. When you head off to school, or no matter where you're doing school, you probably have something that keeps all of your school stuff together. And one of the most common things is this, right? A backpack. Backpack is super handy for keeping everything that you need together. So some of the things that I need, I have my lunch box right here. So I'm gonna put my lunch box in there. And I've got my water bottle. So I'm gonna put my water bottle in there. I got a new folder for the school year. So I'm gonna put my folder in there. But one of the other things that I need when I go places like school is God or spirit. And will God fit in my backpack, Barry?
God will fit comfortably into your backpack, Stacy. One of the things that's cool about God is God fits in everywhere with everything that we're doing. And I think it's a really good thing to keep in our mind that I've always got God in my backpack to help me figure things out and to help me deal with things that come up. And yeah, God will fit in there for sure. So you got to remember when you go to school in the morning to always leave room in your backpack for God.
So we have a few ideas for you, stuff that you probably are going to put in your backpack anyway that can help you be reminded that God is in your backpack. And the first thing is this right here. Barry, what about
Pens and
these?
pens and pencils. We're still using those, I understand. Pens and pencils are good.
So the cool thing about pens and pencils is what? How can that remind us about spirit?
Well, it's just because we're kind of writing our story together with God, that we're creating with a power that's bigger than we could even imagine. And we're doing it together. So we don't have to do it alone. And I think really focusing on that relationship as we go through school is good because as we keep learning new things, we have to keep affirming, I love learning new things. I love learning new things. This is something I'm good at. I love taking tests. I'm good at taking tests, and staying positive and knowing that Spirit's there to help us is a great thing.
That's true. If I could remember that every time I hold a pen or a pencil, that would be a super cool thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so another thing to remind you about spirit is this, right? A ruler. A ruler helps you measure things so you can be accurate, right? You want to get to the right spot, and that's one of the reasons that you use a ruler. But sometimes we make mistakes, and so a ruler can remind you that God is in everything, including your mistakes. And I personally think that mistakes are actually a good thing. You learn as much from mistakes as you do from if you had done it right. So mistakes are a good thing. All right, so I'm putting that in. What else do we have, Barry?
Usually have books in our backpack, school books. We're still using books. And, one of the things I like about books and reading books is it reminds me of the power of words and the power of the words of the people that wrote these books and the power of my word and how I create with my words. So I think that books are a good way to learn what other people have done and what other people have studied and for me to accumulate learning, but they're also a good way for us when we're in school to remind us the power that our own words have.
That's true. So I have a couple of books here, a Harry Potter book and one of my board books, right? All full of words. And you're right, words are powerful. So I'm putting those in my backpack. And then one of the last things that I have is this, a package of tissues, right? I got my tissues right here inside of it. And tissues remind me about emotions, right? It could be joy and happiness, or it could be something that's made me really mad or sad. First of all, spirit is in all of your emotions, and you are totally allowed to have your emotions. And there's stuff about school that can make you super happy, maybe subjects that you love or things that you really like to do. And then there may be other things about school that are not so great that you are not planning on. Could be how you get to learn. It could be how often you get to see your friends. It could be forgetting to turn in something on time, or maybe if you forget your lunchbox, right? Those can make you sad or mad. But when you have that emotion and you are totally allowed to have it, it's what you do next that really is most important. So, Barry, what is the next thing that we can do when things are not going the way that we planned?
I think one of the great things to do is to teach yourself how to relax. And I think breathing really helps me with that. You know, sometimes when I'm feeling stressed out, I notice that I breathe really shallow. So just by slowing down and just really filling my stomach and my chest up with air, and to take a couple of deep breaths and just slow myself down, I think that's a good thing. And sometimes it's good to be able to name our feelings. You know, just say, boy, I'm really mad about that now. I thought that person was my friend, and what they said to me really made me mad. And so being able to name our feelings so that we have feelings instead of feelings having us. And so we get to look at our feelings and name them. Another thing is to be able to have a friend that you talk about it with. You know, that's the great thing about having friends, to be able to talk about our feelings, talk about our feelings with our parents. And it's good, as you brought up, it's good to be able to express our feelings and to be comfortable with that, and to get more used to being able to talk about what's important to us or the things that make us angry. And a lot of times when there's a lot of confusion or a lot of things going on we don't understand, we get that feeling of being unsure or being anxious. And we want to be able to talk about that too. I think another thing that we can do is we can say an affirmation. We talk about our affirmations every week when we do this lesson here. You always end with an affirmation, and it's good to just be able to put ourselves in a different direction, and you will do that again today. And an affirmation is just saying something positive in a positive way to remind us where we want to go. And I think another thing that helps to center us with our own feelings is to be kind to someone else, because other people are going through their stuff too. So I think kindness, showing kindness to other people, helps us feel better.
I love that. You're so wise, Barry. So our affirmation for today, right?
Okay.
God is always with me. God is always with me. God is with me at home. God is with me in the car. God is with me when I sleep. God is with me at grandma's house. And God is most certainly with you at school. And no matter where you're doing school these days, I know that God is there. All right. And we talked a little bit about feelings, and Barry actually has a cool song for us as we leave today.
One of the things about our feelings is as we get more comfortable with being aware of our feelings and the things that are important to us and the things that make us mad and the things that make us sad, we realize that we have a choice in there about how long we're going to be mad or how long we're going to be sad. So that's what this song is about. It's called I'm in Charge. And I'm in charge of my pick, which I'm looking for right now. I'm in charge of what I feel. I'm in charge of what is real to me. 'Cause it's plain to see that there's some things that make me sad and other things that make me mad. Those things aren't really good or bad. It's up to me. Sure as the sun comes up each morning, the world's gonna keep on changing every day. But we gotta help each other and listen as we grow, to keep on learning all the things we need to know. Like you're in charge of what you feel. You're in charge of what is real to you. 'Cause you know it's true that there's some things that make you sad and other things that make you mad. But those things aren't really good or bad. It's up to you. 'Cause you're in charge. You're in charge.
Yay! Thank you, Barry. All right, everybody, we know that you're going to have an amazing school year, and we also know that God or Spirit is with you all the time. All right. So long, everybody.
Bye-bye.